Hey, I am live. This video is going to be about natural dreadlock maintenance. Now, natural has different interpretations. I'm well aware of this. So I want to keep it to my experience. Yours may vary. When I first started out this freeform, natural, neglect, organic, Nazarite journey, and I'll give those titles now, and you can associate whichever you want to this particular one, I decided I'm going to stop combing my hair and you switch to a natural shampoo, which does not uh, disrupt the locking process. It keeps the hair clean. That's it. Those are the changes I made initially. After a few months of research, which I probably should have done to begin with, and maybe to some extent I did, what I'm trying to say is that I switched my routine around and eventually arrived at water, shampoo, occasionally conditioner, but not much at all. Certainly not for the first couple of years. So for the first couple of years, what I was doing is washing with water and an herbal vegan shampoo every few days. And every month or 2 months, maybe 3 months, which is kind of what I do now, I would do a baking soda apple cider vinegar rinse. So this is a well-known method of treating natural dreadlocks. And I won't give you all the details. Look it up. BS rinse. Some call it a cleanse. Some call it a rinse. Some call it a wash. It basically all means the same thing. You put it in, you leave it in for a certain amount of time, you wash it out, you put the other one in. It's a routine which may or may not be adequate for your type of scalp, your type of hair, your type of locks, which is why you should do the research probably before you decide to freeform, or if you're doing any other method, you should do the research, and there are plenty of YouTubers who are talking about that too, on which should probably suit you, your hair type, your locks, the method, your scalp, whatever it is. There are ways of getting it done. That said, a lot of the dreadlocks maintenance on a personal level is very, very trial and error oriented, meaning it took me a long time, too long actually, it took me a long time to figure out the quantities and the ratios of baking soda, of water, of apple cider vinegar, essential oils. The same thing used to happen to me where I would get a buildup, a white kind of buildup on the dreads, and I didn't know why. It was trial and error. Go with your gut, insofar as what you think would be good for you, but don't be afraid to go, too much, too little. Whatever keeps your locks looking good, feeling good, smelling good, and healthy overall, that's the method for you, no matter what anyone says. If it looks good on the outside, chances are it's okay on the inside. What you want to do is you want to keep the roots strong and healthy. The root is what keeps what keeps the hair there. So you want to keep the roots healthy and clean. That's the basis of it. Now, if you want to go the extra mile and incorporate this method, that treatment, whatever it is, do the research, figure it out. Trial and error is crucial. Don't just do something because somebody says it. Try it because somebody says it. But don't continue to do something after a few cycles and whatever that is, whatever time frame you want. Give it a few washes, give it a few days, give it a few weeks, a few months, whatever it is. See how you react to it. Because your hair, your scalp, the roots, it's going to react. They are all going to react to whatever you put in your hair. What you put in your scalp gets into the bloodstream, affects you on more levels than just the dreadlocks. That's why I switched to an herbal and vegan shampoo. And maybe I'll get into cosmetics and natural products in another video. I'll just say that for now, what I'm using, and for the longest time, is Dr. Bronner's. Actually, right now, I'm not, just because I'm too lazy to go out and buy one. I've been using my wife's stuff, which is just supermarket grade industrial stuff, but I only wash my hair with shampoo and conditioner every now and then, especially in the winter, so I'm okay with that. But Dr. Bronner's has proven itself for me and my hair type. I've tried the tea tree one, I've tried the peppermint one, I think there's a hemp one, I'm not sure. I've tried a few over the years, and they have all been pretty good. You also need to determine how long between washes. It's a real process, and it takes sometimes months, because while you're trying different products out, and this is true in the beginning of your journey, your hair will be bumping and looping and kinking and shrinking, and it's going to affect the way that it looks. So people call it sometimes the ugly stage. I didn't see it as ugly at all. I loved it. I mean, I still have new dreads forming in the back. Maybe I'll show it to you at some point. Every few months, there's one that piece of hair that gets longer and starts to knot up. Always a nice surprise to surprisingly, just suddenly see one start to form. So another thing that I used on and off, not religiously, is sea salt spray. You fill a spray bottle with water, you fill it with sea salt, whatever sea salt you want, whether it's actual sea salt, whether it's some other kind of salt that is fit for hair and scalp. And I added a few essential oils. I'm big on essential oils, not to the extent that would make my hair greasy, but just to give it a little extra kick. Be it the actual effect on the scalp and hair, or the scent. Some essential oils are, a little goes a long way. They are essential oils, so you need to use them with caution. They can be damaging if you overuse, to any hair type, any scalp type. If you do something, there is such a thing as getting too much of a good thing. This is totally true with essential oils and hair and body. So I used to, occasionally I would do the sea salt spray, I would do the wash. And after a few years, I don't exactly know when, I simply said, okay, my hair is locked up, more than it wasn't, pardon me, more than not, it was locked up. So I decided to simply keep it to shampoo and conditioner every now and then, once every few weeks maybe. And I still do a baking soda, apple cider vinegar rinse once every few months. I could probably stand to do it once every 2 months, but usually it's every 3 or 4 months. Or, and this is a big or, if I'm engaging in activities where I become very sweaty or dirty, obviously I won't say, oh, well, I'll wash my hair. I keep it clean. Clean dreads knot up faster. Greasy dreads, I mean like really greasy, hairs slip by each other. I learned this more from lazy dreads than anyone else. The greasy hairs slip by each other and they don't get a chance to knot up. So you want to keep your hair vital and you want to keep it clean. Now, this means different things to different people because your scalp also produces the sebum, the body's natural lubricant oil. So you want to watch out. There's also the pH differences, a lot of things to consider, because the hair is, well, it keeps growing, basically, and it changes with hormones, it changes with diet, it changes with climate, it changes with so many different factors are involved in the way that the scalp reacts and the hair grows. It can be humidity, it can be wind, cold weather, so many different factors. So if you add on top of that a routine of hair care, you should ideally know what works for you. Change it if you need to, according to the season, according to the climate, according to the circumstances, your diet, everything I mentioned. Because, and this is a different way completely of going about it, there are some who say, no, low maintenance is low maintenance. You wash it with water, and that's it. Some people only wash it with water. I'm not one of those people. I want to keep it cleaner than just with water, because I get it dirty sometimes, and it's longer. Well, it's long, so I do need to keep it dirty. I don't want. I do need to keep it clean, and I don't want it to be too dirty. Other maintenance for natural dreadlocks is very minimal. If you want to separate so they don't all congo up into mega dreads, you can separate. If you don't want to separate, don't separate. Don't let anyone tell you which maintenance is right for you. You know what's right for you, and this is true from the most intricate crocheted locks to the most natural freeform mega dreadlocks. To each his own. Supposedly, seemingly, you know why you want that hair, or you probably would not have done it. On some level, you know why you want that hair. And it's hair. It grows. Even if you mess it up somehow, even if you have to shave it off, which you don't, even if some detrimental thing happens and you need to cut it all off, thankfully, hair has to do a lot with genetics, again, and with what you put into your body. But hair, as a general rule, grows. You could shave. I could shave this all off tomorrow. I don't want to, and I don't know how it will come back, if that. I mean, I don't know how my hair will grow from baldness, but I do know that it's possible, right? Hair grows. That's a fact. I'm not talking about when you start losing it. I'm not talking about different diseases. I'm talking about regular, ongoing, whatever. Hair grows. So even if you make mistakes, you can make up for them. I made a few mistakes. Like I said, with the ratios of apple cider vinegar and baking soda, I made a few mistakes with essential oils. I've made mistakes with not washing enough. I've made mistakes of washing too often. In 9 years of having this hair, I've done several things well, and I've done several things, wrong, and I've learned from my mistakes. So that's also key. Trial and error, experiment, see what works for you. Don't ignore results. Your body, your hair, your skin, your scalp will let you know pretty soon if you're doing something that's not okay, that causes a reaction, that causes a rash, that causes a feeling, that causes anything that you can actually see. It's something you can see. It's right there. So you'll be able to see it, sense it, feel it, smell it sometimes. If somebody says you smell, you should probably wash your hair. Probably. Again, it's your route, it's your journey. I probably have more to say on dreadlock maintenance. I'm not going to say it all now. I think I've spoken enough. What I want you to take away from this, if you've been listening so far, is trial and error. Be mindful of any results you get. See what works for you and go with it. And understand that this is your hair, your scalp, your journey, your method, your locks. What works for you will not necessarily work for the other. Giving counsel and advice is really good. I think I'm doing it right now, but I don't think I'm right. I think that I'm right for me. I think I know what works for me, and I'm aware of the fact that I could always increase my knowledge and be educated further on how to better take care of my hair. And like I said before, it's only hair. It grows. Even if it is something that I've cultivated a very meaningful relationship with, it's still just material, external, body, which will decay. And for now, that's what it is. So I want to maintain it. I want to take care of it, keep it clean, keep it healthy, keep it happy. Clean dreads are happy dreads. I think that's it. Thank you for viewing. Let's keep the comments going. What's your method? How do you clean your dreads? Do you believe that natural, organic, freeform, Nazarite neglect dreads should be maintained? Or is it just pure, low maintenance, and that's it? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a wonderful day.